Hello fellow YouTubers, Bear Prepper here. Well, still no bees, but we're not at a time yet. Here we have the Yaupon. This is going to be our caffeine for our coffee. And in here we've planted some mint and some Greek oregano. So we started some more herbs. Here we have some eucalyptus. And here's some bay leaf. Got the cages over it because the deer like to walk around up here, as you can see. And so we didn't want them killing it. I hope I'm getting this in the picture. It's really hard to see because the sun is so bright. And here's the orchard. As you can see, everything is doing really well. Very pleased with it. All the fruit trees are coming to life. We have a few plums, or peaches on the peach tree. I think our fig tree is pretty happy in its new location. Looks like it's doing pretty good. Our first peach, had to pull 2 of them off because the bugs or birds had already gotten to them. Blackberries are still trying. The one that we thought was dead is coming back from the base. So very pleased with that. My favorite trees, my plum trees, doing really well. No plums though, because the center tree is the crossbreeder one. And it bloomed after the first 2. So we're hoping we get a false spring and they bloom again since it got so cold. Potatoes are doing really well. And down there, it's really hard to see, we've got some acorn squash planted, the neem and mulberry. So let's go take a look at the garden. We got a few strawberries that finally came up. Not near the 70 I planted, but it's a start. None of the spinach or carrots came up. It's my 3rd planting. Not sure what's wrong. I'll keep working on it though. Some eggplant, and the stevia, as you can see, is doing really well. Asparagus is now at the point where we're just letting it grow. Done all the harvesting we want to do. Even though some roots are just starting to produce down there. But they're really tiny. Let me give you an overall glance of the garden. We've got some tomatoes, garlic and onions, green peppers, more tomatoes, potatoes, and Israeli melons. Surprisingly enough, we already have tomatoes. Potatoes and Israeli melons. And there you go. There's the garden this year. So far, we're going to put some tobacco in these empty rows. And some zucchini and some squash and some patty pan. We're getting ready for the Prepping Unplugged Challenge. 48 hours off grid. The blue tub has the water in it. And that's drinking water. And then we have a tent. I'll show you that stuff. We've got a pump that we're going to hook up to this that we can pump out the drinking water from. There's the IBC tank, and you see the black lines come down. And they go to the sink. So we have running water at the sink. Here is the tent. We have 2 cots over here. We have a 3rd cot we can set up. And then this one sleeps 2, or a large man. I love this one. It's much higher off the ground, as you can see from your standard cots. Has pockets, and it's just really big. So we're also going to use this as our restroom, but I think we've rethought that. We were thinking of that, but I'm really worried about someone missing. So I'll show you in an upcoming video what we're going to use for our restroom. We hauled these down for the fire pit. As you can see, we're not at a loss for rocks. Hello fellow YouTubers, Bear Prepper here. Today, I know it looks really strange, we're making one of those African refrigerators. So what we got here is this pot's about 18 inches. And we're going to put a layer of sand on the bottom. So let me get back to you when we got that done. Alright, so there's the finished product. So let me show you how I got there. So, the whole interior is surrounded by sand, and there's about 4 or 6 inches of sand on the bottom. And then we line rocks around the edge, just to kind of give it a base so we can bring the sand level up. And then you want to keep this covered. You can already feel a difference in temperature down at the bottom. But once we wet the sand really well, we will have a refrigerator. And we're just using that to cover it, just to keep the dirt out until I get more sand. So there you go, folks. Make an off-grid fridge. I'll do a temperature next time I come out and see what kind of temp we got in it. Blessings.